The tournament of power had ended and peace had returned to the multiverse. Goku, ever the battle-hungry warrior, found himself with a strange new pastime, spending time with Zeno, the king of all. Unlike the gods who feared and revered Zeno, Goku saw him as just another friend. And to Zeno, the Saiyan's carefree nature was refreshing. The two played games, talked about fights, and even tried new foods together. What no one, not even the Grand Priest, realized was that something unusual was happening. Goku, through constant exposure to Zeno's presence, was unknowingly obtaining a fragment of Zeno's divine essence. It was not an instant transformation, nor something he could consciously control. It was like a tiny spark, growing slowly and unpredictably within him, waiting for the right moment to manifest. It began subtly. At first, Goku experienced odd feelings, brief moments of heightened awareness, a strange tingling in his skin, and a sense that time itself was bending around him. He brushed it off as fatigue from training, but these sensations became more frequent. One evening, as he sat at home enjoying a meal with Chi-Chi and Goten, he suddenly felt a deep shift within himself. Time seemed to slow. He could hear everything around him with perfect clarity. Goten's heartbeat, the rustling of the leaves outside, even the subtle movements of an insect crawling on the table. The overwhelming detail made his head spin, and he dropped his chopsticks. "Goku, are you all right?" Chi-Chi asked, eyeing him with concern. "Huh?" Goku blinked, shaking his head. Yeah, just got a little dizzy there." He dismissed it as nothing, but deep inside, he knew something was happening. The first true sign of his newfound ability came during a sparring match with Vegeta. The Saiyan Prince had been pushing himself relentlessly, determined to surpass Goku. They met at their usual training spot in the wastelands, their energy causing the very air to crackle. Goku, still unaware of his evolving power, fought at full force. The two clashed, trading blows at a speed beyond mortal comprehension. Then, as Vegeta launched a devastating punch aimed at Goku's face, something happened. Just as the punch was about to connect, Goku's body flickered. Not like Ultra Instinct, where he dodged on reflex. This was different. His entire presence seemed to blink for a split second, and he reappeared behind Vegeta without even realizing he had moved. "What the hell, Kakarot?" Vegeta barked, spinning around. "What was that?" Goku scratched his head, confused. "I don't know. I didn't even mean to move." Vegeta narrowed his eyes. "Shh. Don't tell me you've awakened some new power again." Goku had no answer. He had felt something shift inside him in that moment. A strange force guiding him. But it wasn't like Ultra Instinct. It was something deeper, something beyond his understanding. What Goku didn't know was that two beings had sensed the disturbance the moment it happened. Far above the multiverse, in the highest plane of existence, Zeno sat on his floating throne, kicking his legs playfully. But suddenly, his smile faded. He tilted his head, eyes glowing faintly. "Did you feel that?" he asked, his usual carefree voice laced with something rare, concern. The Grand Priest, standing beside him, nodded. His expression remained calm, but his mind was racing. "Yes, Lord Zeno, a power unlike any I have ever witnessed." Zeno blinked. "It feels like me." The Grand Priest folded his hands behind his back. "Indeed. Goku, through prolonged exposure to your presence, has unknowingly obtained a fragment of your divine essence. It is still small, but it is growing." Zeno's eyes darkened slightly. "Goku is my friend. But what if he gets too strong? What if he can erase things like I can?" The Grand Priest did not respond immediately. Instead, he gazed into the void of existence, contemplating the implications. If Goku's power grew unchecked, It could mean the collapse of the very balance of reality itself. For now, they would observe. But if the time came, action would have to be taken. Meanwhile, Goku began noticing more strange occurrences. His reflexes sharpened beyond anything he had experienced before. At times, he would see glimpses of events that had not yet happened, brief flashes of the future. He chalked it up to his imagination, but deep down, he knew something inside him was changing. One day, while resting on a grassy hill, he felt a strange pull, an invisible force beckoning him. Closing his eyes, he let himself drift into it. For a moment, he saw everything. The stars, the galaxies, the very threads of reality themselves. It was as if he had momentarily stepped beyond time and space, witnessing the grand design of existence. Then, in an instant, he was back. Goku gasped, sitting up, his heart pounding. What was that? For the first time in his life, he felt something unfamiliar. Fear. Days passed, and the sensations grew stronger. Goku could feel his power fluctuating, sometimes manifesting at random. It was as if his very being was trying to understand something far beyond mortal comprehension. His friends began to notice the changes as well. Chi-Chi saw that he was quieter than usual, less focused on food and more lost in thought. Gohan observed how his father's movements seemed effortless, almost as if he wasn't bound by the same physical rules anymore. Even Whis, who had trained Goku extensively, began to sense something different in his aura. "You have changed, Goku," Whis said one day, watching the Saiyan meditate atop a mountain. "Your energy, it no longer feels purely Saiyan. It is something more." Goku looked up at him. "Whis, do you think I'm still me?" The angel smiled. "That depends. Are you still fighting for the love of battle? For your friends?" Goku grinned. "Yeah, that hasn't changed." "Then perhaps that is all that matters," Whis said. But deep down, even he knew. This power was something that defied all logic, and it was only a matter of time before the gods took notice. Above the multiverse, Zeno and the Grand Priest continued to watch. The tiny fragment of divine essence within Goku was no longer dormant. It was awakening. Zeno's expression hardened. "Grand Priest of Goku. Goku becomes too strong. What do we do?" The Grand Priest closed his eyes. "Then, my lord, we will have to erase him." The decision had been made, but fate had other plans. Goku's true power had yet to fully awaken, and when it did, it would shake the foundation of reality itself.